Hello everyone and welcome to episode 43 of the TEW 2020 UJPW series here on the channel. It is the 1996 Real World Tag League, and this is massive though, to think of having something like this, a major tournament to end out the year. It is always fun, but we try to make it more and more impactful, and we try to make it better each year. We're gonna have a lineup, and what's crazy is it's really not even that big of a difference between 95 and 96. I think that kind of shows you that we're really at a peak point right now in the roster. We don't have to change a whole lot. It's just kind of reusing the same guys and really seeing the evolution of some teams as far as maybe coming on the rise, coming on the fall, as far as looking to bounce back and get a big win, and also, of course, new Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion and Dr. Death, Steve Williams, involved in this tournament. And so, we'll run through the teams here, the 10 teams. British Combat Club, of course, the All-Asia Tag Team Champions. Of course, what a run they had as the Unified Tag Team Champions. To think that they're still champions in some form or fashion going into this gives it a little bit more impactful meaning to that, as far as they are, of course, a team to watch out for. Chono and Muto, of course, this is Chono and Muto. This is not going to be Masahiro Chono and the Great Muta. This is, Kaiji Muto is back. He's given a break to the Great Muta character, mainly because we want to protect that character as much as we can, and we think, and I think, just mainly having him run that gimmick the entire tour would kind of devalue it, so taking the pain off for a bit. We'll probably run it back as far as him with the pain again down the road, but it's just, it's great in spurts. You don't want to overdo it. Want to protect that and make it as important as it is. But that should be a fun, addition, obviously, as far as they were in the finals. They won last year's, as far as Real World Tag League of 1995. So that's major going into this tournament as far as last year's winners. Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace going into this tournament. So that last year was Hansen and Spivey. We're going to give it to Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace this go around. As far as Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace, they've been a hell of a team, and they've been basically here since the beginning in some form or fashion. I think it's a nice little change of pace to go away from Hansen and Spivey for a little bit and go with Hansen and Johnny Ace there. The Headhunters are back in this tag league. They were not in it last year. Getting the spot here is massive to see. Could have went with Terry Funk and the Gladiator, but went with the Headhunter team instead. I just feel like they're a better team as far as the chemistry boost, and they've gotten some wins over the past couple of weeks. Just feels like it's time to have them be back in the tag league. Holy Demon Army, of course, Kiritawa, Toshiaki Kawada. As far as a former Unified Grand Champion and Toshiaki Kawada, this is a great chance for him to bounce back in a big way and be able to potentially win the tag league here with Taue, and also this would be their second time winning the tag league, so that would be massive for him. Of course, Miracle Vine's Connection, Terry Gordy, Dr. Dust, Steve Williams, a team that has been away from this tag league for many years now. I believe the first time since 92 they've been back in this, maybe 93 even, but I want to say it was 92 was the last one. But that's as far as, obviously, all eyes are on Doc in this tournament as far as being able to be, if you got a chance to pin the heavyweight champion, major moment for any one of these teams as far as whoever gets the win over Doc, unless Doc goes undefeated, which that'd be a crazy run for him, and that'd be a crazy way to cap off 1996 for him, as Masawa and Kanemoto, of course, the tag team champions, or the, not even the tag team champions, as far as for Masawa and Kanemoto, not just that, but as far as a team that can really prove that they belong. As far as they've always kind of been the bridesmaid, never the bride in this. This could be a major moment for him. Of course, Kanemoto has had his major year as far as unmasking and, revealing his true self as Koji Kanemoto instead of Tiger Mask 3. This would be major way to cap off their 1996. And definitely you don't want to overlook them. Masawa and Kanemoto, a hell of a team. And they're looking to make a big splash in this tag league. The Can-Am Express back again. Doug Furnace, Dan Crawford. I know they missed out on the 1 year when Crawford was out for like a year. But other than that, they've basically been here every year. They're a team to, as far as they've gotten some major wins throughout the years in these tag leagues. So could see a major win in this tournament here as far as for them. and then Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki representing Riki Choshu's, the fighting world of Choshu. They're a team that obviously you don't want to overlook. You don't want to, as far as, for Hiroshi Ase, he's had some major wins. As far as they had some major wins last year, Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki, but him and, as far as Hiroshi Ase himself, as far as he's had some All-Asia heavyweight title matches, he might even get, in the future, a unified Grand Heavyweight title matchup sooner rather than later. He's been rolling as of late, and definitely a team to watch out for. And then to round up the group, the Junior Tag Team Champions, Ultimo Dragon Super Astro team that has been involved in this tag league a couple of times now. And as far as, obviously, even though they give up a lot of size, as far as disadvantage, they have proved that they could beat some of these heavyweight teams. They're one of the best teams in the world. And I think this is going to be a hell of a tournament. Obviously, the tag league, we try to make it a big deal, but I really think, as far as what we do in UJPW, as far as what the company kind of represents, everything kind of stems from the tag division and kind of stems from each kind of camp. British Combat Club, the Three Musketeers, Blonde Squad, the Headhunters, Holy Demon Army, the Super Generation Army, the Miracle Violence Alliance. Everything kind of goes together. And, to end out the year with a tag league, I always thought it was a fun way of ending out the year. Because it's basically, you're seeing all those teams colliding in one tournament. But, as far as, because 1995, the Real World Tag League, of course, had the legendary three-way tie, which we had to do the triple threat, which saw Chono Muto end up winning that triple threat. But that was a fun tournament to book. And then the year before, as far as 1994, we saw the Kobashi Kikuchi Miracle Violence Alliance, which that was Miracle Violence Alliance win in the finals. 1993, as far as Miracle Violence Alliance and the Holy Demon Army, which that was the year the Holy Demon Army won. In 1992, of course, that was Miracle Violence Connection and Masao and Quada, which Masao and Quada won. It's quite nice to go back down memory lane. It's kind of crazy, I think, look at this, as far as the groups you see here, and obviously the only people that, the Can-Am Express, you see, Dean Malenko, but obviously not Joe Malenko, is not a part of the roster anymore. Terry's here, obviously. Kobashi and Kikuchi are still here, but they're not really featured in the tag league anymore. Hanson and Johnny Ace, obviously. The Miracle Violence Connection, of course, Masao and Quada, but everybody else is pretty much gone, besides Johnny Smith and also the Fantastics. So yeah, no Jumbo. Well, Toway's there, obviously. So could be worse. Actually, could be worse as far as a turnover from that long ago. But yeah, that's a nice little run down memory lane. We have everything pre-booked for the first night here, so we'll just hop right in, see what we get. As far as for the first night, backstage incident, as always, Boris. Boris Malenko brightened the mood backstage after doing several funny cartoon drawings of some of his colleagues. Hell yeah. So as far as so we do have a bit of a change. This is the first time we're going to run 15 nights instead of 16. Usually we go with, actually, yeah, as far as the entire show, but the actual tournament part, as far as the tour part, is actually going to be 14 nights instead of 15. So we're bringing it down a day, which is fine. I think that's a great way to kind of, it's still going to have around the same amount of matches as far as for each night. Obviously, we're still going to have 8, and we're still going to have, 4 on the first 4 nights, and the rest are going to have 3 tag league matches on the card. So it's not that much of a change. But for the main event, for this first show, definitely British Combat Club and Chono Muto. It's probably a hell of a match here, and it's going to be a time limit draw. So we start off with our first night with a 30-minute time limit draw. 1 point for both teams there. The All-Asia Tag Champions don't lose, but they don't win either. So they avoid the Tag Team Champions curse. Ultimo Dragon Super Astro versus Kawada and Taue. Holy Demon Army getting the win as the Junior Tag Champs take the fall. In the co-main match before that, the Headhunters versus Masao and Koji Kanemoto. And it's only right that the Headhunters get a win here against Koji Kanemoto and Masao. So, not a great night for the champions on the first night, but I think it was a justified win to have the Headhunters with an upset. Then Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki against Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace, as Hase is going to beat Johnny Ace. There, that is our 4 matchups, or as far as for the tag league action, action of the card. For the rest of the card, so we're going to have a Shudo Holy Demon Army tag matchup. Fuchi and Masato Tanaka against Sayama, and Yamasaki is Kazuyo Yamasaki. Fuchi going to beat Satoya Sayama there in 18 minutes. That should be a fun little matchup, though. And we will go with No Fear versus the Gladiator Titans. I know Takayama's going to kind of shit the bed. Everybody else in this match should go over pretty well, and the Gladiator's going to get the win. 3v3 matchup as Tenkoji with Nagata against the Nakano brothers and Shinichi Nakano, as Yuji Nagata is going to beat Shinichi Nakano, and then to kick off the show, Wellington Wilkins Jr. taking on Masaki Machizuki, as Machizuki's obviously going to lose as being the young lion. We're also going to have 2 new young lions debuting on this episode. I will keep it close to the chest until they debut, but I'm pretty excited to see how they do. But yeah, let's pick the venue. Our popularity is pretty crazy right now, as far as 98s and 99s across Japan. We will run the Sendai. Or, oh wow, didn't even choose it. Great. Well, that's great. As Wellington Wilkins Jr. over Machizuki as Wellington Wilkins Jr. with a 70. He's been doing very well, and I want to say he's booked in either rings or pursing Fujiwara Gumi. Want to say it's the rings, but it could be both, actually. But he's been doing very well. His overness is actually, like, in the 70s. He's just, as far as, because we haven't really been using them all that well here. But that's definitely going to change, though, because he's getting better. For sure gets an easy win in the opener over the young lion. There we go, 68, as Yuji Nagata and Tenkoji against Shinichi Nakano and Nakano brothers. Yuji Nagata with a crossface. Yuji Nagata almost in the 60s. This is a decent little undercard matchup. 71 for No Fear and the Gladiator Titans, as the Gladiator, best guy in the match by far. Awesome bomb for him over Yoshihiro Takayama. Great win there. For the Gladiators, Fuchi and Tanaka against Kazuyo Yamasaki and Satoru Sayama. Fuchi with a backdrop driver. As backdrop suplex from Fuchi over Satoru Sayama in 18 minutes. 83 for Hase and Kensuke Sasaki against State Ants and Johnny Ace. Hase pinning Johnny Ace with the Northern Light suplex. Good little match there. Everybody did pretty well but Johnny Ace, but we'll take that, especially for a tour show. 85 for the Headhunters versus Masawa and Kenemoto. An upset here for the Headhunters beating the tag team champions, as Koji Kenemoto losing to the diving leg drop, getting crushed by poor Headhunter A. At least that was relatively close, but obviously Masawa kind of leaps and bounds above everybody else and carries this match. 94 for the Holy Demon Army versus Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro, as Kawada with the Quad Crab over Super Astro. As, the wrong team won. This was an upset. Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro were the better team on paper. Pretty crazy. Then on 99 for the time limit draw, Regal and Smiley, Kaiji Muto, Masahiro Chono, going 30 minutes, going the distance. What a match. And, obviously 2 teams with excellent chemistry, and they've had some bangers in the past. You love to see it. You love to see it. 96 for the show. Not bad at all for the first night. Oh, well, we're fine with it being run at the Yokohama Cultural Gymnasium, but I wish it was where we wanted to run it, but I guess it didn't register the click of the mouse. But on to Night 2 we go. Alrighty, Night 2. So we got a backstage incident. It's Tommy Rogers, Buffalo vs. Court, accused of being an hour late, to pick up his assigned travel partner. The judge Stan Hansen found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks for oh my god. I'm all over the place, as he sentenced him to pay for travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Tommy Rogers, small positive impact there on that exchange. So for the main event, probably, if I had to guess, probably this British Combat Club and Super Astro Ultimo Dragon matchup. What a banger this is. And the Junior Tag Champs are beating the All-Asia Tag Champs this time around. Getting that revenge win, because of course they had a match at the Giant Series, which was a 91, unfortunately, because that should be way better. Should be way better this time around. And that's their first win, as you see there. Their first win against them since 1994, so 2 years in the making, as far as in a tag team matchup. Much deserved win. Love it. Absolutely love it. 2 points for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. As far as, I guess, Miracle Vine's connection against the Headhunters. probably the safe bet. Miracle Von's Connection are going to get the win. Dr. Death Steve Williams going to beat the Headhunters. Chono and Muto versus Hansen and Johnny Ace. St. Hansen going to beat Masahiro Chono, so that's a huge win for Hansen and Johnny Ace. And then Masawa and Kanemoto against the Can-Am Express. Nice little bounce back win for the tag champs. Are going to beat the Can-Am Express there. So we're going to have Spivey and Shin Hashimoto, since we're doing obviously Three Musketeers and Hansen and Johnny Ace. Just makes sense. So Shin Hashimoto going to beat Dan Spivey there. Super Generation Army versus Big Titan, the Gladiator, and Terry Funk. What a match this is. Terry Funk's going to beat Tsuyoshi Kikuchi in 20 minutes. El Samurai and Jushin Liger, of course, the junior champion. El Samurai, the junior champion, Jushin Liger, as El Samurai gets the win in this matchup. Not sure who he's going to beat. It's going to be Too Cold Scorpio or Great Sasuke. We'll just let the game decide. And then Takeo Mori versus Teo Kia to kick off the show. Obviously, the Young Lions losing to Takeo Mori. Oh, we need a Steal the Show matchup. Just now realized that. We'll have it be this little junior tag matchup. Makes sense. Hell yeah. Perfect. Yeah, we're good on. Yeah, we're good on time. Obviously. Sendai Sun Plaza. Thank you for working this time. Here we go. 57 for the opener. Takeo Mori over Teo Kia. Back to belly pile driver there. Obviously the X-Guillotine. If you was Takeo Mori getting the win. It's pretty close. 55-43. That's not great. Not a great disparaging as far as the ratings there. Liger and El Samurai beating the Great Sasuke and Too Cold Scorpio. It's a decent little junior tag matchup. Sasuke was relatively close to Liger, which is awesome to see. But El Samurai pinning the Great Sasuke with the Samurai Bomb. Kind of wish it was Too Cold Scorpio now. God damn it. 85 for the 6th man as Super Generation Army. The Gladiator Titans with Terry Funk. Terry Funk with the pile driver over Tsuyoshi Kikuchi as Terry Funk's second best guy in the match. Obviously Kobayashi being the god. Just curious this one. Big Titan with his injury brings it down a little bit, but still was a decent little matchup. Stan Spivey and Shin Hashimoto. Spivey, of course, has his injury still. But Shin Hashimoto getting the one with the jumping spike DDT in 18 minutes. And on to the tag league matches now as Masawa and Kanemoto beating the Can-Am Express. Masawa with the Tiger Driver. It's good stuff. Good stuff there. I mean, relatively close, but obviously Masawa, best guy in the match, gets the win there over Doug Furnace. 93 for Johnny Ace of Stan Hansen against Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto. Hands with the Lariat over Masahiro Chono. He does outperform him, so that makes sense, even with the excellent chemistry boost. So good little matchup. 89 for the Miracle Von's Connection against the Headhunters, as Doc and Terry getting the win as Doc with the backdrop driver. Great stuff there from our heavyweight champion. Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion, Dr. Death Steve Williams with an exclamation point. I mean, imagine him backdropping one of these Headhunters. I mean, they're like 400 pounds. Like, that'd be fucking nuts to see. Crowd would go ballistic for that finish. And a 90 for our main event. So that's crazy. It was not even better than what we wanted, as far as being better than the previous match that they had, the October Giant Series, Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro beating Steven Regal and Norman Smiley. It's the Dragon Bomb from Ultimo Dragon in 27-31. Hell of a match, though. Two teams excellent chemistry. It's very close, but it was an upset. Slight upset, but it still was an upset. But that was a hell of a match, though. I'm glad that they got to have a bankroll matchup. Probably should have went with the tag champs, I guess. As far as the 94 there, it's crazy. Unfortunate that didn't really flow as well as I thought it would. But it is what it is. It's still only a tour show. It's still a big deal. As on to night 3 we go. Alrighty, night 3. As I will actually be taking a look at the standings after night 8 instead of night 4. Just because we're going to have... It's going to be shorter shows here coming up, as far as we're only going to have 3 tag league matches instead of 4. It's just going to be easier that way to drag it out a little bit before we look at the standings. As the former Mrs. Bob, I'm surprised she's still on the roster, to be honest, since she's divorced from us, since we are Mr. Baba. She brightened the mood backstage with doing several funny cartoon drawings of her colleagues, and then Taue passing on psychology to Masato Tanaka. So for our main event for this night here... Ooh, yep, Holy Demon Army, Masawa Kanemoto. Fantastic. Kawada's gonna beat Kanemoto here. Tough break for the tag champs, but Kawada gets a bounce-back win after, of course, losing his title in October. Co-main event, Hase and Kensuke Sasaki against Chono and Muto, as Kaiji Muto is going to beat Kensuke Sasaki. Listen, I'm loving this main and co-main, though. That's fantastic. Can-Am Express versus Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro, as the Can-Am Express are going to beat Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. That's their first win of the tournament. Doug Furnace going to get the win. Headhunters versus Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace, as Hansen's going to get the win with Johnny Ace as the Headhunters. They had the one win over the tag champs, and now have been kind of slipping down the card as Kobashi and Jun Akiyama versus Fuchi and Ogawa. Jun Akiyama's going to beat Yoshinori Ogawa in 20 minutes. At least the Super Generation Army gets a win at some point during the show. Choshu and Kashinaka versus Shinya Hashimoto and Kunaki Kobayashi. Is Hashimoto going to get the win over Choshu and Kashinaka? Obviously, since we're doing Hase and Kensuke Sasaki against the Three Musketeers, just makes sense. Jackie Fulton and I guess we'll just say the Fantastics versus the Technical Technician Squad, as Minoru Tanaka's going to beat Jackie Fulton there in 12 minutes, and Eddie Gilbert beating Kentaro Shiga, obviously, as the Young Lion losing there. Some good stuff there, as we'll be running the Takata City Gymnasium. Will be a sellout. That's nice. I mean, this is going to be a crazy night, though. That main event's crazy. Eddie Gilbert beating Kentaro Shiga with Hot Shot in 10-17. 68 for the Fantastics and the Tactical Technician Squad. Is Otani worst guy in the match? Bobby Fulton best guy in the match, though. Funaki was really off his game, though. So that probably did affect it. But a decent little matchup. Minoru Tanaka beating Jackie Fulton. At least Minoru Tanaka outperformed Jackie Fulton, so that made sense. Decent little matchup there. It's a little six-man. 78 for Riki Choshu and Shiro Kashinaka against Kunaki Kobayashi and Shinya Hashimoto. Obviously, Hashimoto being the man here. Gets the one with the spinning heel kick over Kashinaka. Good stuff. Yeah, decent little matchup. Got bailed out there, really, from the chemistry, though. Kenta Kobashi and Jun Akiyama against Ogawa and Fuchi. It's Jun Akiyama with the wrist clutch Fisherman Buster on Yoshinori Ogawa getting the win in 20 minutes. Good stuff there. 87 for the Headhunters versus Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace. Stan Hansen does outperform both the Headhunters. As far as Johnny Ace was the worst guy in the match, though. So there is that. Could have had a believable upset if we had the Headhunters beat Johnny Ace, but it is what it is. Stan Hansen with the Lariat in 20 minutes. Nice little 87. 86, the Can-Am Express versus the Ultimo Dragon Super Astro teams. Doug Furnace, the Frankenstein over Ultimo Dragon. Hell of a match. Yeah, Ultimo Dragon losing is pretty nuts to think about, but I'm super happy with that, to be honest. That's a really good matchup. 82s and 80s from the Can-Am Express. They don't even have chemistry, so that's really cool to see. A 90 for Hase and Kensuke Sasaki against Chono and Muto, as Muto lock from Kaiji Muto over Kensuke Sasaki. Great win there from the Chono Muto team. Good stuff. 24-minute matchup. Nice little 90. And then 97 for our main event is the Holy Demon Army versus Tosha Kawada. Or it's the Holy Demon Army versus Masawa and Koji Kanemoto, rather, as Kawada pinning. Oh, he pins Masawa. Holy shit, with the Brown Mom no Dao Otashi combination. I mean, I respect it, though. That was fucking crazy, though, to have Masawa take that loss. I'm for it, though. God damn. That's crazy. What a main event, though. 95 will gladly take that for the show rating. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. We are rolling right along here, though. On to night 4 we go. Alright, night 4. As we have no backstage incidents, we get right into the show. I believe now we're into the... Yes, I believe now we're at the 3 matches of the Tag League portion. Looks like. But as far as the main event, probably this. Masawa and Koji Kanemoto versus Hiroshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki. What a win for Hase, first of all, over Mitsuha Masawa. Masawa back-to-back losses. Tough break for him. It's tough. Because Hase's going to be doing really well in this matchup. And I don't want to have Kanemoto keep on losing. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Maybe fine. We'll be fine. Co-main event. We'll go with the Can-Am Express versus the Miracle Vines Alliance as the Miracle Vines Connection, rather. Doc and Gordy getting the win, as Doc's going to beat whichever of the Can-Am Express. Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro versus the Headhunters, as the Headhunters will get the win. Headhunter A getting the win. I will have Super Astro take this loss. Oh, there we go. Yes, it makes sense. Just makes sense from that perspective. So, with the undercard now, boy, as far as, I guess this, Kobashi and Kikuchi against Riki Choshu and Shiro Kashinaka, not the greatest of matches here. Kikuchi's going to beat Shiro Kashinaka. That's really the main goal for that matchup, is to give him a win. Then we're going to have, I guess, Sasuke and Tuco Scorpio versus Damien and Vampiro in the little junior tag matchup, but Sasuke is going to get the win for his team. Yeah, then we'll do Black Tiger 2, Chris Jericho. What a match, obviously. Eddie versus Chris Jericho. Quite the bangers. Eddie's going to get the win. Takano Brothers versus No Fear, as the Takano Brothers are going to get the win, as Shunichi Takano is going to beat Yoshihiro Takayama in 10 minutes. And then a terrible match to kick off the show, because they're both considered unimportant. Taz versus the Great Gama. Taz going to get a win in 10 minutes. That's probably going to hurt the card a little bit. Actually, not even a little bit. Probably going to hurt the card a lot. But if we can get it back on track, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. We'll see if we do that. It's a 40. Taz, at least, was the better of the two. The Kata Hajime getting the win for Taz in 9:54. 63 for Takano Brothers versus No Fear. Yeah, the Takano Brothers, better team. Makes sense for them to get the win there. Not bad at all. Shunichi Takano, best guy in the match. Shout out Shunichi Takano. Jericho and Black Tiger 2. It's crazy Eddie was off his game so much, but Jericho with a 60. That is very, very good. It's a Glory special for Eddie in 13:56. It sucks that the rating wasn't as great as we wanted it to be, but it's a decent little matchup though nonetheless. 77 for the junior tag matchup. The Great Sasuke and Tuco Scorpio against Damien and Vampiro. Is the Great Sasuke with the Thunder Fire Power Bomb. He gets a 77, best guy in the match. Vampiro with a 69. Nice there for Vampiro, as he was the second best guy in the match. Kind of wish Damien took the fall, but it is what it is. That's what I get for just kind of leaving up to the game to decide. A 79 for the tag match of Kobashi and Kikuchi against Shiro Kashinaka and Riki Choshu, as Kikuchi pinning Kashinaka in 18 minutes. Yeah, we all knew Choshu was going to shit the bed out there, but it's a nice rating for Kenta Kobashi with a 93. The tag league matchups now. Headhunters versus Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. Headhunters with the win. It's a slight upset for at least Headhunter A over Super Astro. It was a couple points difference, but obviously Ultimo Dragon with a 94. Very good shit there for Ultimo Dragon. It's 88 for the Camera Express versus the Miracle Bonds Connection. Doc getting the win over Doug Furnace. Again, Doug Furnace keeps on losing, but at least he was the worst of the two, so that makes sense from that perspective. Then a 91 for Masawa and Koji Kanemoto against Kensuke Sasaki and Hiroshi Hase. What a win for Hase and Kensuke Sasaki over Masawa and Kanemoto, the tag champs. It's been a tough couple of days for the tag champs, though, and Masawa and Kanemoto. They've had a tough start. They've really had a unique 1996 as well. When they won the belts, obviously you had a bit of a break between them actually competing together, since you had the combination of the Royal Road tournament, and then you had so much going on. You had the J-Cup as well going on, and the Best Super Juniors going on. Like, you just had so much going on to where they didn't really get their chance to showcase their skills as the tag champs. Now that they do, they have ran into a couple of tough teams as of late. It's enough time to turn it around, but it's definitely not the start they wanted. As on to Night 5 we go. Alright, Night 5 of this tag league. Guess we got a lot of backstage incidents. Boris Malenko entertained the locker room by organizing a poker tournament, and then Tiger Torres brought for Russell Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar. It's the judge. Stan Anderson finally got the incidents to buy drinks after the show. Hell yeah. Way to go, Tiger Torre. Gonna rack up a giant bill for this show. So our three tag league matches, we got Hanson and Johnny Ace against British Combat Club, Miracle Bonds Connection against Chono Muto. That's probably the best match we can have. That's the All Asia Heavyweight Champion versus the Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion. And Chono Muto gonna get the win. I believe that's the Miracle Bonds Connection's first loss of this tournament. That's a great win for Chono over Terry Gordy. Champ stays strong there. Just kind of makes sense all the way around. Holy Demon Army versus the Can-Am Express is a hell of a match, but I think we're going to go with Hanson and Johnny Ace against British Combat Club. It's Stan Hanson gonna beat. I don't know why we had him losing to Johnny Ace. No, he's going to be beating. Man, it's either Norman or Regal. I'm not sure. We'll go with Norman. Tough break, but a nice win for. As far as obviously this was for the All Asia Tag Team titles back in September to crown the new champs. So nice little rematch there. And they get their win back as well. Just kind of makes sense all the way around. Holy Demon Army versus the Can-Am Express. So what a match. The Can-Am Express, so the upset over the Holy Demon Army. What a win for Doug Furnace and Dan Profit. Doug Furnace going to beat Akira Taue there in 28 minutes. believe, yeah, the Holy Demon Army, they've only had one tag match against the Can-Am Express. It's last year, which they won. So to get that win back the following year is major. Absolutely major. So, as far as the next matchup, Johnny Smith, Dan Spivak is going to go here. Johnny Smith's going to get the win, obviously, since Hansen and Johnny Ace are winning. And a Steal the Show matchup, Holy Demon Army of Fuchi and Masato Tanaka against Satoru Sayama and Kyoshi Demora. Kyoshi Demora is going to beat Masato Tanaka in 13 minutes. Taz versus Shinya Hashimoto. I think we all know how that's going to play out. Hashimoto going to get the win in 18 minutes. Black Tiger 2 versus the Great Gama, as Black Tiger 2 going to get the win, obviously. And then Riki Choshu in the debuting. Tomohiro Ishii in his debut, being a part of the Fighting World. Choshu, obviously, taking on Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. Wild Pegasus is going to beat Tomohiro Ishii there in 16 minutes. Wild Bomb onto Ishii there. That's going to be a fun match, though. I think that's the perfect way to kick off the show. And it's nice to see Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus be on the card, to be honest. They haven't really been booked in a hot minute since Malenko lost to Liger. But a 71 for the opener. It's a decent little matchup. 71 there as Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. 88 and 80. Definitely, I would love to see them in this tag league. That's for sure. In the future. Ishii with a 13. Not the greatest of starts. That is tough. But yeah, at least they don't have any negative chemistry. Choshu and Tomohiro Ishii. So 68 for Black Tiger 2 in the Great Gama. It's Eddie with the Gory Special in 9:46. Not bad at all. 79 for Taz and Shinya Hashimoto's. Hashimoto with the spinning heel kick in 18 minutes, beating Taz. It was a fun match, though. Taz and Hashimoto would be sick. As Holy Demon Army versus Shudo, as Kiyoshi Demora beating Masato Tanaka, which, at least that was a better matchup for, at least Kiyoshi Demora beating Masato Tanaka. At least that made sense. But overall, obviously the better team was the Holy Demon Army team. Got the crowd buzzing, though, so there is that. And it's a decent little matchup. 71 for Johnny Smith and Dan Spivey. Spivey's really, I think, hit a point where it's going to start. He's going to have to start putting people over and kind of phasing them out into the late 90s. Because 58 here is not great at all for it. I get it's a tour show, but even then, that's terrible. That's not a great performance to have for somebody that is that over. 80 for the Can-Am Express Holy Demon Army matchup. It's Kawada and Taue losing to Dan Crawford and Doug Furnace. Doug Furnace with the Frankenstein. We need to give that to Dan Crawford, though. He did the same rating as Taue. Great little matchup. It sucks that it only got an 80. So 89 for the next matchup, though. Johnny Ace and Stan Hansen beating Steven Regal and Norman Smiley, getting that rematch win as Hansen with the Laird over Norman Smiley in 25-52. Good win. Good win for the Stan Hansen Johnny Ace team. And our main event in 93 as Dr. Death, Steve Williams, Terry Gordy losing to Kaijimoto Masahiro Chono's Chono beating Terry Gordy with a Deathlock STF. Gordy struggled. Doc carried the duality of that team, obviously showing the effects there. But I think all around, that was a really good main event to have. Obviously, it was the best match for the card, so that works out well. Also, probably could have that be the opener, I guess. But other than that, pretty solid card. Actually could have put this up above the Dan Spivey Johnny Smith matchup, but it is what it is. I think it still worked out pretty well. As on to the next night we go. Alrighty, day 6. Man, I'm buzzing though, boys. Buzzing. What a game for Manchester United. Oh my god. What a derby. The Manchester derby. Lord have mercy. What a roller coaster of emotions. Jesus Christ. We won't talk about that more in depth because obviously you guys are here for this and not goddamn football talk. But, oh my Jesus, I'm just, Marcus Rashford. What a god. Miracle Vine's connection to Holy Demon Army, that's definitely the main. Lord have mercy. Kawada getting the win over Terry Gordy. Could have been interesting to have him beat Doc. I think, here's the thing with that. If we are going to do that, the rematch would be interesting to see. But it's not even a rematch. It would now... Yeah, it would be a rematch. It wouldn't be like a trilogy or anything. But it would be interesting, for sure. Yeah, let's do it. There we go. He's going to beat the champion. Getting that win back. That's a massive win, first of all. To beat Doc like that. Love it. Absolutely love it. Co-main event, though, Masao and Kanemoto against Ultimo Dragon Super Astro. Masao gets the win over Super Astro. Unified champs versus the junior tag champs. You love it. Love to see it. Hanson and Johnny Ace against the Can-Am Express. Alright, Doug Furnace has gotten enough wins. Time to give one to Dan Crawford, as the Can-Am Express are going to beat Hanson and Johnny Ace. Good stuff there. So, on to the rest of the card. Terry Funk, Hayabusa, and the Gladiator against Azuka, Hideki Ozaka, and Satoru Sako. We're just trying something here. Just trying to see if maybe that trio can work. Hayabusa is going to get the win over Satoru Ozako. Tsuyoshi Kikuchi versus the Great Sasuke. What a match here. As obviously we're having Super Generation Army against Ultimo Dragon Super Astro. It just makes sense to do this. But Kikuchi's going to beat the Great Sasuke. This is a rematch. They had a Best Super Juniors matchup last year. Or no, they had a match of the Real World Tag League last year. That's what it was. Where Sasuke beat him. So a little rematch win. Then we'll have Taz and Fuchi. As Fuchi's going to get the win. Obviously, Holy Demon Army. Miracle Violence Alliance there. And then the two Young Lion matches. So Kazuki Vegeta in his debut against Brad Renegans. And Scott Norton taking on Teo Kia. As Scott Norton's going to beat Teo Kia. We need to steal the show matches. Probably what we need. Which that's an easy fix. Good shit. Nice, nice, nice. We will run the Nakajima Sports Center. Night 6, and here we go. So 59 for the opener. Scott Norton getting the one, the Brain Buster. Good win for Scott Norton there. Teo Kia getting better. Obviously, it's crazy that he's 21, something like that. He's doing pretty well for himself. Jesus Christ. Guys, you can Vegeta and Brad Renegans, though. It's a shit show. Awkward bout. Bridging cradle suplex for Brad Renegans. Obviously, Kazuki Vegeta wouldn't be that bad. He's probably around 19 or 20 as far as in-ring performance-wise, which is not great, but we all gotta start somewhere. 73, though, for Taz and Fuchi. They don't click either, but that's a decent little match. It's Fuchi with a backdrop suplex over Taz. Got the crowd buzzing, too. Kind of shocked by that. It's Kikuchi and the Great Sasuke in 82. Good stuff. Good wrestling. Decent reaction from the crowd. There's Kikuchi getting the win in 1939. Sasuke did outperform him. Could have gave it to Sasuke there. Ooh, Hayabusa with the Whiplash neck strain. That is tough to see. Hayabusa, though, with the Falcon Arrow win over Satoru Sako. Not bad at all. As far as Azuka, obviously was the best of his team. Just, they're world-class better than the other team. It is what it is there. But I'd say you gotta help elevate some guys sometimes by putting them against a world-class team like that. 79 for the World Tag League matchup. Johnny Ace, Stan Hansen against the Can-Am Express. Very, very close, but a deserved win. Dan Crawford and Doug Furnace get the win as Crawford with the Cobra Clutch over Johnny Ace. 89 for Masao and Kanemoto against Ultimo Dragon Super Astro. What a match this is, though. This definitely could have been a main event of a different night, but what a banger. And an upset, as far as, which is wild to think. Masao getting the win, though, with the Tiger Driver of Super Astro in 28-35. It's still a hell of a match, though. Hell of a match. And the 92 for the main event. Doc and Terry Gordy losing to the Holy Demon Army. It's Kawada getting the win after the Powerbomb Nodaro Otashi combination. What a win for Kawada. And to get Kawada and Doc again for a title match will be super fun to see. That might start off the new year. We'll see how that plays out. But what a show, though. Night 6. Very good show. One for the books there. We're a little close to, at least. We're almost at the halfway point of the tour. As far as once we get to, which is nice that we're looking at the standings after day 8, because we'll get to see kind of how everything plays out. But we will look at the standings real quick as far as for night 6. After night 6, I think it's a nice little time to do that, to kind of look and see how everything's kind of rolling here. As so far, the Holy Demon Army, Johnny Ace, and Stan Hansen, and the Can-Am Express with 6 points. Obviously, Hansen and Johnny Ace having 5 matches already has helped them out a lot. Same thing with the Can-Am Express. And same thing, and really the Holy Demon Army. You would say they're the natural leaders of this, having only 4 matches and won 3 of them already. It's a good sign that they're going to be at the top of the standings for sure. Chono and Muto with 5, with only 4 matches as well, is something to look out for. Definitely, I think those two teams, definitely, they were in the finals last year, so it makes sense they could be in the finals again this year. A lot could still happen, though. Masao and Kanemoto with 4. which is crazy because they've had 5 matches already. Miracle Vine's Connection with 4. Sex Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro have struggled as with only 2 points. Roshiase and Kensuke Sasaki's a team to watch out for, obviously. They've gotten some big wins. It's crazy that the British Combat Club only have 1 point, but they've only had 3 matches as well, so they definitely have a lot of room to improve. Yeah, it should be, so far, the tournament's gone really well. No one's been seriously injured or anything, so it's all going well. We will go on to Night 7 now. Alrighty, Night 7. As the backstage, isn't it? It's Brett Armstrong. Was put over Kira. Okay. We'll take that. So for this main event here, let's see. We got British Combat Club, Kensuke Sasaki, and Hiroshi Hase. That's a pretty solid main. That's probably what we'll pick, to be honest. As Norman, gonna get the win over Hiroshi Hase. That's a great win for the British Combat Club. They've had a couple of matches. They had they had the Unified World Tag Team title matchup earlier this year at the Champion Carnival Finals, which that got a 99. And the year before, Hase and Kensuke Sasaki beat them, so this is a nice little rubber matchup. Then we will go with Masaru Kenomoto against Stan Anson and Johnny Ace because of the rivalry history. It's Koji Kenomoto gonna get the win over Johnny Ace. Good stuff there. And then Chono and Muto versus the Headhunters, as Kaiji Muto gonna get the win. They're the All-Asia Heavyweight Champion, getting a major win. So the singles matchup, we'll go with Kobashi and Dan Spivey first. Kobashi will be getting the win. Dan Spivey, not feeling it stamina-wise, which is not great. Now, this is tough, because I think this is going to be a better match than Johnny Smith and Shiro Kashinaka. It's going to be Tsuyoshi Kikuchi versus Chris Jericho's Kikuchi. Going to get the win over Chris Jericho, obviously. Nice little steal the show matchup. Then, Shudo, which is Osamu Nishimura and Nuki Sano against El Samurai and Jushin Liger. Nuki Sano gonna beat Jushin Liger. Of course, these two storied rivals will be having their first junior heavyweight title matchup here in UJPW. From I believe that it will be the first, at least the unified junior heavyweight title matchup, because they might have had one before the unification, but I don't think that was the case. But that's awesome. That's awesome to have that chapter be done as far as here in UJPW. That's going to be a fun match, though, and that will be taking place at the finals. Then Johnny Smith, Shiro Kashinaka. Johnny Smith's going to get the win, and then Tomohiro Ishii versus Iizuka, as, of course, we all know who's going to win this one, as it's Iizuka. Don't know why I left it up to chance, but yeah. That's for the best there. Wow, we actually went over the time. Interesting. First of all, let's cut this down. So about 10 minutes. We don't need that to go that long. Don't need that at all. Okay, now we gotta cut some more time. That's tough, honestly. I think we're just gonna give just a nice little 2:30 instead. Plenty of time. Yeah, I think that works out well. Alrighty. Let's run night 7 as, oh man. Ishii with an 18. Oh, god awful. Iizuka with a 63, though. He's getting better and better as every day passes, it seems like. Iizuka with the blockbuster hold in 10:01. I got a 50-71 for Johnny Smith and Shiro Kashinaka. Johnny Smith, the Death Valley Bomb. That's good stuff there from Johnny Smith. No surprise there. It's, the junior tag matchup of Nuki Sano and Osamu Nishimura against Jushin Liger and El Samurai. Very close between Nuki Sano and Liger. Obviously an upset. They're a scoop brainbuster win for Nuki Sano over Jushin Liger. Love to see it. Can't wait for the title matchup. So, Tsuyoshi Kikuchi getting the win over Chris Jericho. It was a decent little matchup. Was hoping it'd be a little bit better. But that's alright. I mean, Jericho really is showing that obviously he belongs here. It's Kenta Kobashi and Dan Spivey. Kobashi with the brainbuster in 2012. So I got an 80 and 83 for Kaiji Muto. Masahiro Chono against the Headhunters. Moonsault from Kaiji Muto. I think that's the safest way to get that finish there. It's Kaiji Muto, best guy in the match. No surprise there. It's Masawa and Koji Kenomoto beating Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace, as Koji Kenomoto with the moonsault. Back-to-back moonsaults. It's Kenomoto beating Johnny Ace there. And a 91 for the main event. Kensuke Sasaki, Hiroshi Hase losing to the British Combat Club as Norman, with the Norman conquest of Hiroshi Hase. You love to see that. As Steven Regal, best guy in the match, though. Probably could have had him be involved in the finish, but it's no big deal. No big deal at all. It's a good show. I'm surprised we even got a 90, to be honest, with how kind of everything was flowing, but we'll gladly take that. I forgot to pick the goddamn venue, but that's okay. As we'll go on to night 8 now. As we'll be at a little over the halfway point once we run that show, obviously, and we'll get close to the double digits, and we're really coming up on the tail end of the tour already, which is kind of crazy to think. Felt like I just started, and we're already almost at the end. But yeah, on to night 8 we go. Alrighty, night 8 as a backstage incident. As Kazuki Vegeta already causing trouble, as he was brought for Wrestler's Court, accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. I'm assuming that is Tomohiro Ishii, as the young boys are riding together. Maybe not, though. I'm sure Ishii's riding with the Fighting World Choshi, but the judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. So, for this show, as far as our 3 tag league matches, this is probably the main, actually. British Combat Club, Miracle Vine's Connection. Doc's going to beat Regal. It's a great win for Doc to bounce back after losing to the Holy Demon Army. Then Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki against the Holy Demon Army, which the Holy Demon Army will get the win over the Hiroshi Ase Kensuke Sasaki team. I believe they had a match, I think last year, the Holy Demon Army had won. They did. It was on night 8 too, so that's wild to think, as far as how that works out. Then the Can-Am Express, Headhunters, the final tag league matchup for this night, as the Headhunters are going to beat the Can-Am Express. They have faced off multiple times. The Can-Am Express have usually won. The Headhunters, it's actually 2-2, so this is a tiebreaker. It's crazy to think that they've had 4 matches in 2 years from 95 and 96. And now the trilogy here in 96. The Headhunters getting the win. Dan Crawford unhappy about that. That's interesting. It's like, I guess Dan Crawford's probably going to be the best guy in the match, but I wouldn't say that's a guarantee, though, in that same breath. So, this undercard is pretty interesting, because it is pretty stacked with not a lot of great matches. But Johnny Smith versus Taz, obviously we're doing British Combat Club, Miracle Vines Alliance. Makes sense. Johnny Smith's going to beat Taz there. Eddie Gilbert versus Chris Jericho. So, Eddie Gilbert, his contract's up. We're just going to not renew him. So, we're just going to have him be losing for a little bit during this tour. Jericho's going to beat him to help him out. Of course, it's a Wednesday. Why did I even think that he would be here? God damn it. Let's see. Who could we... Yeah, let's just use Giant Baba. Fuck it. This match is gonna fucking suck. Lord have mercy. Yeah, we need this now ahead of it. The Holy Demon Army 2, Shirakashi Naka, Tomohiro Ishii. I know this match is gonna suck, but it's going to be a little bit better than what we just put on the show, as Masato Tanaka's going to beat Tomohiro Ishii there in 10 minutes. It's a fun match, just seeing Masato Tanaka and Tomohiro Ishii competing against each other. Vampiro versus the Great Gama, so obviously Vampiro going to get the win, and then Wellington Wilkins Jr. versus Kazuki Vegeta. So Wellington Wilkins Jr. will be getting the win there, as we should be good to go. Yeah, we just need to add a venue for this show. So I believe, yeah, we're at the Wakayama Prefectural Gym, or actually I think we could either run the Osaka Prefectural Gym and only run at like half capacity. Yeah, let's just run the sellout show. Just makes sense. 57 for the opener. Wellington Wilkins Jr. versus Kazuki Vegeta, as of course a terrible matchup from the perspective of it being like a combative matchup, but at least Wellington Wilkins Jr.'s he stood out being really good there from his performance. It's Vampiro versus the Great Gauntlet. Nail in the coffin for Vampiro in 946. Oh yeah, they don't click either. Just the worst. Absolute worst. 67 for Fuchi and Masato Tanaka against Shirakashi Naka and Tomohiro Ishii. As Masato Tanaka or Tomohiro Ishii just makes sense there. Tornado DDT on Ishii, as Ishii was really off his game too, so that hurt the performance a little bit. 69. Nice for Johnny Smith and Taz. Johnny Smith is 69. So far, this card has not been great, but we've kind of assumed that going into this show, to be honest. 81 for the first tag league matchup, as the Headhunters beating the Can-Am Express, as Headhunter B pinning Doug Furnace. Yeah, right decision. Actually, I wouldn't say right decision, because Dan Crawford, Doug Furnace, they were the better teams. There is that. 83 for Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki against Akira Taue and Toshiro Kawada. Kawada with the Kawada crap over Hase. This has really been his redemption arc, as far as after losing the heavyweight title. He has been beating up some fuckers during this tag league. And our main event is an 89 as the British Combat Club losing to the Miracle Vons Connection as Dr. Death Steve Williams pinning Steven Regal with the backdrop driver in 26:49. Hello match, got the crowd hotter. I think all around it was a pretty good main event. Obviously, had we gotten the crowd there with this Steal the Show matchup, it would have been a lot better, but obviously we fucked that whole thing up. That was kind of a, that was definitely not me thinking. That was just me being like, oh, let's just throw this on the card. Not great, but luckily it's just a tour show, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But we will take a look at the standings, as it's been after 8 days of action. Kurt Hennig strained his rotator cuff. So, as far as who's in the lead, Holy Demon Army with 8 points. They are the sole leaders of that lead with 8 points, but Trono Muto right behind them with 7. And you have a lot of people with 6. They got Stan Anson, Johnny Ace, the Headhunters, Miracle Vines Connection, Masao and Kanemoto, and the Can-Am Express. Hiroshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki with 4. British Combat Club with 3, and sadly, the Junior Tag Champs with 2. Tough break there for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. They have only, as far as they have 4 matches left, so they would have a chance to be able to finish with double-digit points, but it would be you literally have to be perfect to get there. It's not looking good for them. It's crazy that both, 2 of the third champions are at the bottom of the barrel of this stand. This kind of shows you how stacked the tag division is. But, on to Night 9 we go. Alright, Night 9 as backstage incident. Terry Funk, who's put over Jun Akiyama. That's fucking awesome. Let's get it. As for this show, the main event, probably this Miracle Vines Connection, Masawa Kanemoto matchup. As this will be a win for the Miracle Vines Connection, as they're going to beat Masawa and Kanemoto. Man, that is wild to think that the tag champs lose here, but I think it was the right decision. This could also be the main event, if we're going to be honest. Ultimo Dragon, Super Astro versus Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto. What a win for Ultimo Dragon over Kaiji Muto. Obviously, we're leading to an All-Asia Heavyweight title matchup between those two. Which that should be fun, because the first matchup was fucking awesome between those two during the Royal Road Tournament. Then the final tag league matchup, Hiroshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki against the Can-Am Express. Kensuke Sasaki getting the win. They deserved a win. They needed a win in a lot of ways. As probably. Oh, that's not good. As Taz Jun Akiyama, I guess. Set for Steal the Show's Taz going to lose to Jun Akiyama there. He had Eddie Gilbert and Damien in the Steal, or not even a Steal the Show match, just a regular old matchup as Damien obviously getting the win. As Eddie Gilbert going to be a little unhappy about that. Sashi Aragi versus Timon Honda for the Young Lion matchup. And this Shudo Kanki Kobayashi El Samurai Jushin Liger matchup is a bit shit. Thanks to Kanki Kobayashi. But Osamu Nishimura is going to get the win over Kanki Kobayashi. I guess we can move this match. Guess it could go here. It's not looking good. Spivey and Jericho against Choshu. And Kashinaka's Jericho's going to beat Shira Kashinaka. That's going to be an 18-minute matchup. We'll put it there to kind of split up the singles matches. Really just leaning into that upper mid, the main section of that card, because, man, it's brutal, everything else after that. Not great. Not great at all. We're really kind of penciled in with what we're trying to do and giving a lot of the undercard a lot of room to work with, and I think it's not paid off well with how you can kind of see that this tour doesn't really work well with working with, we should probably start building towards some of the matches that are happening on the following shows now, but that's just kind of, it is what it is. I think we're still fine with what we're doing. It's just, we're getting a little risky. It is what it is, though. I think it still should be a decent little show. Sayawagi beating Timon Honda at 9:38. Not the greatest of openers. Timon Honda did about the same as Aoyagi, so there is that. Damien beating Eddie Gilbert in 10 minutes. He did get the nice little in-ring performance better than Eddie Gilbert's. That's nice to see for Damien. 65 for Spivey and Jericho against Shira Kashinaka and Riki Choshu, as Jericho with the Lion Tamer over Shira Kashinaka. It's a good win for Jericho. Jericho and Spivey decent little tag match here. At least Spivey's getting a little bit better in this tag match. He's just better as a tag team guy, I guess, compared to working an entire 18-minute match as a singles competitor. So there is that. I think that helped him out a lot. Jun Akiyama beating Taz with the wrist clutch Fisherman Buster in 10:25. At 81 for Yamasaki, Nuki Sano, Sama Nishimura, Shudo taking on Kuyaki Kobayashi, El Samurai, and Jushin Liger. So Sama Nishimura beating Kuyaki Kobayashi in 17 minutes. Yeah, Liger, best guy in the match, carrying this matchup for sure. 82 for Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki against the Can-Am Express. Kensuke Sasaki with the string hold Kama. Very close, but the right team wins. Just barely, though. 85 for Ultimo Dragon Super Astro against Kaijimoto Masahiro Chono. What a match here. Ultimo Dragon beating Kaijimoto rather, with the Dragon Sleeper, but he was the best guy in the match by far. This is a banger, though. What a match for Ultimo Dragon, and just what a great performance for them, and they get a much-needed win in this tournament. Yep, I knew I should have went with my gut here. 82, as Doc was off his game, which shouldn't have hurt the match too much, because really, it was a good little match. Just Terry Gordy with a 75 didn't help at all, unfortunately, there. But the Miracle Violence Connection beat the tag team champions nonetheless, as Doc beating Koji Kanemoto with the backdrop driver. 80, very surprised by that rating on the overall show. I know we weren't really clicking there in the undercard, in the midcard, but once we got into the tag league action, that's when things started rolling. It just sucks that we kind of got hurt by that rating there, but now we're in the double digits. We'll take a look at the standings after day 10, since we're going to be coming up very, very shortly on just the final 4 shows of the tournament, and everything is rolling, as far as no injuries, nothing terrible like that. I think compared to years past, there's been better, I think, tour shows, but I think as far as the actual tournament matches, those matches have went very well, and they've done exactly what I've wanted them to do. I just think, as an overall show perspective, I think last year's tournament might have been a little bit better, but it is what it is, no big deal. We're helping elevate the roster going into 1997. That's kind of all that matters, just thinking ahead here, not really looking back at the past and comparing. But yeah, on to night 10 we go. Alright, we're in the double digits now. Night 10. As for our main event, probably this Chono Muto Holy Demon Army matchup. Tosha Kawada and Akira Toei will be beating Chono and Muto, which this basically seals them as being one of the final 2 teams here with this win. Holy Demon Army have been fantastic this tour. Kawada has really been on just a fucking warpath to just letting out a lot of frustration after losing his heavyweight title. We will then have British Combat Club versus the Headhunters, I guess. It's really tough, but Regal's going to get the win there, as the All-Asia Tag Team Champions will win, and then Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace, rather, are going to get the win over Ultimo Dragon Super Astro, as Hansen's going to beat Astro in 24 minutes. Shinya Hashimoto and Masato Fuchi is a really good matchup, though. A singles matchup there, as Hashimoto will be getting the win. Then Johnny Smith Vampiro, as Vampiro's going to get the win over Johnny Smith. That is a huge upset, first of all. Cannot believe that's happening. Then the Great Sasuke Chris Jericho steal the show matchup, as Sasuke going to be beating Chris Jericho. And then Akira versus Masaki Machizuki, which Akira's going to get the win. Riki Choshu, Tomohiro Ishii versus No Fear, as Takayama's going to beat Tomohiro Ishii there in 10 minutes. A lot of singles matches, but also, as far as it's basically split right down the middle, 50-50 in singles and tag matches. Where are we gonna run this show at now? I think we basically have ran everywhere we can. Looks like we're back to the Nagata City Gymnasium for night 10, and we will run the show. It's a 50 for the opener, as Takayama and Takeo Omori slightly better. I wouldn't even say slightly better. Ishii at least is in the 20s now already, but yeah, Takeo Omori, Yoshihiro Takayama. It's nice to see Takayama's finally doing better. It's in the 50s now. It's great to see. Great to see Takayama doing well. See pins Tomohiro Ishii with a German suplex in 10:29. Akira beating Masaki Machizuki in 10:29. Machizuki's the man, though. Love him. Doing well as a young lion. He's killing it. 69 for the Steal the Show matchup. It's the Great Sasuke beating Chris Jericho with the Michinoku Driver. yeah, just, I mean, Sasuke's one of the best juniors in the world at this point, and he's been fantastic for us, getting a nice win over Chris Jericho there. 74 for Johnny Smith and Vampiro. What an upset for Vampiro, though, with the nail in the coffin in 20 minutes over Johnny Smith. That's crazy. 78 for Shin Hashimoto, Masato Fuchi. Fuchi outperformed him. That is pretty nuts, as Hashimoto gets the win the jumping spike DET in 18 minutes. Hell of a match, though. Hell of a match. 85 for the tag matchup. It's Roshias. Oh my god, I did it again. That's Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace beating Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro, as Stan Hansen pinning Super Astro with the Lariat. Yeah, at least Stan Hansen outperformed Super Astro, but yeah, I mean, they were the much better team, Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. They have just been really the MVPs of this tournament when you really think about it. It's crazy how well they have been performing. Fantastic stuff. It's 77 here for the British Combat Club versus the Headhunters. It's Regal with the Regal stretch over Headhunter B. I would love to see that. Him putting the Regal stretch on a 400-pound man would be pretty impressive to see. And our main event's at 82. What the fuck happened there? As Taue and Kawada beating Kaijimoto, Masahiro Chono. Why did Kaijimoto get a 78 here? Very surprised by that. What the fuck is going on? Cool crowd. Oh, Kaijimoto has low morale still. That's interesting, as a cold crowd. Right, that as well. That's unfortunate. That was a fumble right there. That was a fumble job. We bottled that one. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're really taking, we're being very lenient with that undercard, and I think we really got to get our shit together and start really putting together an actual good show. Because it's costing the tournament now, and we're really fucking shit up. Luckily, everything's still rolling well as far as money-wise as well. At the turn of the month, we are in the positives, which is nice to see. Just as far as we just got to keep on keeping on here, as far as nobody getting hurt is the main thing. But after 10 nights of action, the Holy Demon Army with a solid 10 points. Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace are there with 8, so are the Miracle Vines Connection. Masawa and Kanemoto, they're still in it, same thing with the Can-Am Express. I would say even Hiroshi Ase and Kinsuke Sasaki as well. Chono and Muto, though, with 7, so could see a rematch in the finals, definitely between the Holy Demon Army and Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto. British Combat Club, though, still, with 5 points, you might think they don't have enough, but they have 3 matches left, and if they sweep, they'll have 11. So that would be massive to see. A lot can still happen. A lot can definitely still happen. I wouldn't say it's over by a long shot. I'd even say the Headhunters have a legitimate chance. Well, a lot can still happen, for sure. It's going to come down to, I think, the tiebreakers, mostly. With Miracle Vines Connection, they've lost to Chono and Muto, so that's cost them as far as if a tiebreaker's to come up. That will definitely hurt them in the future, but they still have 3 matches left as well, so a lot can still happen there as far as they might not even need the tiebreaker. They can just win outright with points, and we'll have a Miracle Vines Connection Holy Demon Army finals, which that'd be fun to see a rematch of that finals from back then, which could be interesting. Could be interesting to see. But yeah, on to night 11 we go. Alrighty, night 11 for the Tag League Tour. Oh man, main events. I mean, I love that Stan Hansen and Hiroshi Ase Miracle Vines Connection matchup. I really do. I don't know that. Oh man, it's tough. Tough. I think we will go with this though. Stan Hansen's gonna beat Doc. What a win! As obviously future title match there for Stan Hansen. Massive win, though. Massive win. That has opened up the door for that Stan Hansen Johnny Ace team to really climb up the rankings. The Headhunters is the Holy Demon Army. Taue's going to get the win there in this match. Honestly, could be the best match on the entire show. Hiroshi Ase, Kensuke Sasaki against the Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro team. As Ultimo Dragon going to get the win over Hiroshi Ase. Much deserved win for that Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship team. Man, as far as what to be, I mean, it could go a lot of different ways. I think we'll have the Sasuke Shirokashinaka match, since it's the Steel Show matchup, be here. Then the 2 junior tag matches are quite good. I think we're going to go with this, though. Damien and Vampiro against the Holy Demon Army. Is Black Tiger 2 going to get the win over Damien? Big win for Eddie there. Eddie Gilbert, Brett Armstrong versus Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Jinsei Shinzaki going to beat Eddie Gilbert there, obviously, since Eddie's leaving. Makes sense. Another Steel Show match. I don't know about all that. Having 2 of them on the card, but we'll see what happens. Spivey against Taz. Obviously, Spivey's going to get the win there. Then Azuka over Fujita. which, what a fun little matchup that is. To see those two in their prime is going to be fun to see eventually. If we ever get there towards 1999, 2000, even then, that's not really their prime, but it's Vegeta's prime, but that's besides the point. So we will be back in the Nagata City Gymnasium for this show. For night 11, as Azuka beats Kazuka Vegeta, blockbuster hold. It actually was a slow way to start off the show. That's interesting. It's a 50 here for Spivey and Taz. What a terrible fucking match. Spivey with the Spivey spike. They don't click, though. Terrible match. Performances were all over the place. Brad Armstrong, Eddie Gilbert versus Jinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa. Jinsei Shinzaki beating Eddie Gilbert, and it was pretty close as far as 53-55. Not bad. I'm glad Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki are working well together, finally. Took long enough, but we're finally here. 74 for Vampiro and Damien against Black Tiger 2 and Ogawa, rather. As the right team wins here. Black Tiger 2, Yoshinori Ogawa. Solid matchup there. As both 68s there from Black Tiger 2 and Yoshinori Ogawa. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So 79 for the Great Sasuke and Shiro Kashinaka. Great win for the Great Sasuke there. Thunderfire Powerbomb. Getting the win as the Great Sasuke. 93. I figured it was going to be good. As Ultimo Dragon Super Astro beating the Orochi Hase Kensuke Sasaki team. Ultimo Dragon with the Dragon Bomb over Orochi Hase in 24 minutes. You'll love to see it at 89 for the Headhunters versus Akira Taue and Toshiaki Kawada. What a win for Taue, and I mean, they're just rolling right along. It's the Holy Demon Army here. Taue, big win. Big win there. Nice to see. Nice to see. They're 95, though, for our main event. Thank God, it's Stan Hansen with the Lariat over Dr. Death Steve Williams. What a matchup here. Pretty close, but yeah, the wrong team wins, but love the main event. Glad we finally got a good show after having so many abysmal shows as of late. Great stuff there. Now we just have 2 more shows left. Not 2 more shows. We have 3 more shows left of the tournament as far as nights 12, 13, and 14. Massive. Absolutely massive to see how our final 3 shows are going to end out the tournament. This is major. Absolutely major. Every tag league match matters from here on out. You got many teams vibing for that final spot, because I would like to think that the Holy Demon Army have already secured their final spot. It's just kind of seeing who else is going to be joining them now. And that's the race that we're going to see here until the end out the tour. We'll have another tie, like we will last year, though. We shall see. Alright, night 12. Major matchups here, though. I mean, you got a Ultimo Dragon Super Astro Miracle Vines Connection matchup. Also, Chono Muto versus Masao and Kanemoto. Man, that's a 1-2 major, main and co-main. We'll have this be the main, though. Masawa is going to beat Kaiji Muto. So first of all, you get an all-Asia heavyweight title matchup in your future. But also, the tag champs get a major win over Chono Muto. That's going to shake up the standings for sure. Major stuff there. Then Ultimo Dragon Super Astro versus the Miracle Vines Connection. Ultimo Dragon is going to beat Terry Gordy. What an upset, even though it's not even going to seem like an upset because they'll be the better team. But man, what a win for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. Love it. Absolutely love it. In the British Combat Club, Can-Am Express. The Can-Am Express beating the All-Asia Tag Team Champions. What a fucking show. As Dan Crawford getting that win. Sorry, Doug Furness. Move to the side. Dan Crawford, the man, getting the win. Major win. What a show. Already super excited to see how this plays out. So, I guess it will be this. Hayabusa, Jinsei, Shinzaki, and Firecat against the Tactical Tactician Squad as Otani's going to be Firecat. Hayabusa's going to have to carry this one. That match is dog shit compared to what we have just booked in the previous show. Eddie Gilbert versus Hanaga. 10-minute matchup. Hanaga's going to get the win. Eddie Gilbert obviously very upset with that. And Johnny Smith and the Grey Gama. Obviously Johnny Smith getting the win there. Manabu Nakanishi. Flash and Smash against the Big Titan Gladiator Yoshiro Takayama team. Takayama's going to beat Manabu Nakanishi. Then Wellington Wilkins Jr. versus Kentora Shiga. Wilkins Jr. getting the win. I mean, a terrible fucking show. But that main and co-main will save it. Jesus Murphy. As, Star Lanes for this show. Let's run it. 64 for the opener. Wellington Wilkins Jr. getting the win in 9:36. A 69 for Wellington Wilkins Jr. Nice. There, 68 Scott Norton, Brad Ragans, Manabu Nakanishi against Yoshiro Takayama, the Gladiator, and Big Titan. Big Titan still dealing with his injury. Hurts this match a little bit, but all around the Gladiator being the best guy in the match. No surprise. But Takayama with the German suplex over Nakanishi. He was off his game as well, so that's pretty telling. But Johnny Smith beating the Great Gun with the Death Valley Bomb. Nice, it was a 70. Can't believe that was in the light green. Eddie Gilbert and Anaga. Anaga gets the win. Right decision there. Eddie Gilbert is, it's just time. It's time for him to move on. Hayabusa, though, carrying this one. Literally the only guy past the 70s, and he gets an 84, as he's not even involved in the finish, though, as Otani getting the win over Firecat with the Cobra Clutch. Funaki was off his game. Firecat was visibly tired towards the end. Got the crowd buzzing, though, so can't believe that happened. To lead to this matchup, on 95 of the Can-Am Express versus the British Combat Club, Dan Crawford beating Norman Smiley with the Cobra Clutch. What a win for Dan Crawford, first of all. 84 for Dan Crawford. Unreal. That was pretty goddamn close, for being honest there. 94 for Ultimo Dragon to Super Astro against Terry Gordy and Dr. Death. Steve Williams as Ultimo Dragon with the side DDT over Terry Gordy. He was the best guy in the match, and the heavyweight champion was in this matchup. Nuts. And a 99 for our main event. Muto and Shono losing to Masao and Kanemoto. What a match this is. So Emerald Flosion from Masao over Kaiji Muto. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. What a win for Masawa. Love it. Absolutely love it. 96. Can't beat that. And our final two shows. I don't know why Scott Hall doesn't have a picture there. Can't believe it, though. Our final two shows of the tour. What a final 2 days we have, though. I mean, we've had some big matches we just saw with some big implications. You got future title matches there, and a lot of those matches, crazy. Absolutely crazy. And, man, these final two shows, it comes down to this. Going into, after 12 nights of action, this is what the standings are looking like. Holy Demon Army have 12. They still have 2 more matches, too, so they could finish with 16 points. Pretty crazy. Really, this comes down to Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace versus the Holy Demon Army. If they win, they're going on to the finals no matter what. Now, if they lose, this has opened up the gates for Masao and Kanemoto to make it, for the Can-Am Express to make it, and potentially Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki, depending on what happens in their matches between the Headhunters and the Miracle Violence Connection. If they finish with 10, you're definitely going to see the tiebreaker win going in their favor, and it will be the Holy Demon Army versus Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki. So that's pretty crazy. Ultimo Dragon Super Astro, their tournament is done. They have a number 1 contendership matchup to look forward to as far as on the final day of the tour. It's going to be a junior tag team matchup between Black Tiger 2 and Masato Fuchi, I believe. Actually, I think it's Fuchi and Ogawa. I think it's Ogawa and Fuchi against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. Winner of that tag match will take on Ultimo Dragon Super Astro on the final show. Lot of developing stuff, though. It's a crazy thing that Shono Muto might... Actually, there's no might about it. They are not going to finish with double-digit points. They will only, at the most, be capped at 9, which is pretty crazy to think. So, yeah, I mean, British Combat Club, also, another team that's not going to finish with over 9 points. Didn't think that was going to happen going into this. I mean, to think the Can-Am Express have more points than Shono Muto and the British Combat Club, pretty crazy to think about. But, yeah, also, Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace having such a great run. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming either. But yeah, on to Night 13 we go. Alrighty, Night 13. We are coming up on the end, though. And what a match, though, I see here as that this has got to be the main. Holy Demon Army, Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace. So Taue seals Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace's fate. They will be stuck with watching and looking and seeing how, if any other team can make it into the finals. It's Masao and Kanemoto against the British Combat Club. And it's a draw. So that is interesting. So that will mean Masao and Kanemoto, of course, will have 9 to end out on the tournament. And British Combat Club will eventually, potentially only have 8 to end out on the standings in. So that is wild to think about. But also, this has given at least the Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace team some room to work with. Because now, it comes down to either Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki or the Can-Am Express. So that is major for both teams as far as that's wild though. A time limit draw for the tag champs and unified tag. I mean, that should probably be the main, honestly. I'm yeah, executive decision. That's the main. That is the main. Then for the Hiroshi Ase, Kensuke Sasaki, the headhunters. Kensuke Sasaki gonna beat the headhunters, so that has put them in the right direction. For sure. Comes down to the final day, though. That is massive, though. Johnny Smith versus Kenta Kobashi. What a match. That is major. As Kenta Kobashi going to be getting the win over Johnny Smith there. I think that's no surprise. Then, a lot of singles matches here. Maybe Spivey and Masato Tanaka? Maybe. Masato Tanaka gonna get the win over Dan Spivey. What an upset. Spivey is super pissed. Should we keep him strong, is the question. I say yes. Okay, he's still pissed. We gave him his chance. Masato Tanaka gonna get the win. Yeah, I think this should probably be a little bit above it, though. Vampiro and, as far as Vampiro and Shiro Kashinaka, Vampiro gonna get the win in the Steal the Show matchup. Good shit. Hell fucking yeah. Then Eddie Gilbert, Tomoe Honda can go here. I think everybody knows how that's gonna end out. Tomoe Honda with a huge win over Eddie Gilbert, who was super pissed as well. And then Kiyoshi Tamura is going to beat Machizuki, which, what a match that is. First of all, yeah, I guess we could cut some time off this. Yeah, make that like 21 minutes. Cut some time off this. Give it like make it like a 12-minute match now. Yeah, I think that's for the best. Oh yeah, we still gotta cut one more minute. There we go, make it an 11-minute match. Sure. Alrighty. So yeah, make sure it's not in Kanto, is all I kind of care about. Yeah, we'll run the Nakajima Sports Center. Why not? For night 13. Here we go. 61 for the opener. They have great chemistry. Fuck yes. Kiyoshi Tamura getting the win at 9:41. Hell yeah. 52 for Tomoe Honda and Eddie Gilbert. Yeah, I mean, Tomoe Honda's still not at that level, but nice to give him a win, though. 62 for Spivey and Masato Tanaka. Only a 12-point difference. That is not bad at all. Very pleased with that. Vampiro and Shiro Kashinaka, as Vampiro getting the win, the nail in the coffin. Hell fucking yeah. And 78 for Johnny Smith and Kenta Kobashi with the Brainbuster. You love to see it. Kobashi with an 81, 72 for Johnny Smith. Banger matchup. An 80 for the Headhunters versus Kensuke Sasaki and Hiroshi Hase. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That was awesome. Awesome to see. To have a nice little matchup there. So Hiroshi Hase killing it with an 85. 84 for Taue and Kawada against the team of Johnny Ace and Stan Hansen. So the Powerbomb no Dairo Otashi combination as Taue pinning Johnny Ace makes sense, though. Give Taue a win. He needs it. For sure. And a 90 for our main event. Time limit draw. 1 point each for the tag champs. Both the All Asia and Unified Tag Team Champions. Nice win. A nice win for sure. As an 88. We'll gladly take that. And on to the final night of the tour. Can Hiroshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki, can they seal their fate and enter the finals? Or will Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace luck out and see their team blow it and end up going on to the finals? Major stuff happening on that final night. It's nice to see it comes down the final night. And hopefully everything goes well. Alright, the final tour show, night 14. It is upon us. To determine who will go on to the finals comes down to a Hiroshi Hase Kensuke Sasaki Miracle Vines Connection matchup. Now, before we get there though, let's just have some fun. Let's see how the Can-Am Express Chono Muto match plays out, as Chono's going to get the win over the Can-Am Express. I think that was no surprise. Holy Demon Army versus the British Combat Club. The British Combat Club beating the Holy Demon Army. That's a tough loss to have going into the finals. Tough loss there. Now, will it be Hase and Kensuke Sasaki, or will it be Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace, is the question. And it will be Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace. Dr. Death Steve Williams beats Kensuke Sasaki. What a win for the Miracle Vines Connection. Tough break, though. As far as, when you think about it, Masao and Kanemoto, if they had beaten the British Combat Club, that would have given them that 10th point and would have had the tiebreaker win over Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace. But unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Same thing with the Can-Am Express. Had they had beaten Shono and Muto, they would have finished with 10 and been able to go on to the finals, take on the Holy Demon Army. But that's just the way she goes. A lot of teams are going to finish with 8 points. A lot of teams are going to finish with 9. I guess a lot, too. Shono Muto and Masamu Kanemoto. Only 2 teams with more than 10 points. And that is the teams that are going on to the finals. As now we can talk about the card. As I had to make a change. The opener is yet to be determined because Eddie Gilbert walked out on us. But we can come on over here. Just don't mind the top stuff, because obviously that's all fucked up. But the Real World Tag League, the final card's going to look like this. Main event, the finals, Holy Demon Army versus Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace. Co-main event, Naoki Sano versus Jushin Liger for the Junior Heavyweight title. Unified Tag Team title matchup, Masamu and Kanemoto against the Headhunters. That's not the co-main. I figured Naoki Sano and Liger is going to be a better matchup. We'll see if I am correct there. The Can-Am Express versus the British Combat Club in an All-Asia Tag Team title matchup. As that should be a fun match as well. As you're going to see Fuchi and Ogawa beat the Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko team. So that's why Ultimate Dragon Super Astro's on this card. And then Terry Funk the Gladiator going to take on Ken Kobashi, Jun Akiyama. Just kind of makes sense since we're doing Headhunters, Masamu and Kanemoto. Just makes sense from that perspective. And then El Samurai versus Satoru Sayama, since we're doing Naoki Sano versus Liger. Just kind of makes sense from that perspective. Not sure what's going to be the opener yet, but that is the card as of now. So we'll go ahead and add this. Well, since we know the finish, Fuchi's going to beat Wild Pegasus, though. That's a fun finish, though. The Headhunters with Terry Funk and the Gladiator taking on the Super Generation Army as the Gladiator's going to beat Jun Akiyama there. Yeah, I think we'll keep that as where we're at. And then Riki Choshu versus Taz. First time we've done this as a singles matchup, and Taz is going to beat him. Pretty fucking hilarious. Choshu's pissed. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. Black Tiger 2 versus Masaki Machizuki. This should be a banger, though, as Eddie's going to get the win. And Wellington Wilkins Jr. against Tomoe and Honda. I believe this is a rematch. Yes, this happened at the Champion Carnival, Night 9. It was a 58 when we did it then. We'll probably be about the same year. We'll see. Ooh, as we're going to take some time off of something. I'm not really sure. I think we're just going to let this be a 2-hour and 30-minute show. Just be easier that way. Yes, and we're on the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. And we're good to go. It's a 65 for the opener. Wellington Wilkins Jr. beating Tomoe and Honda in 9:31. Nice little match there. 58 for Black Tiger 2 and Masaki Machizuki. It's the Gory Special for Black Tiger 2 over Machizuki in 9:37. A 57 for Taz and Riki Choshu. Thought that was going to be a lot worse. Glad it wasn't. The 83 for the 8-man. It's Terry Funk, the Gladiator, the Headhunters against Super Generation Armies. The Gladiator pinning Jun Akiyama with the Awesome Bomb. Kobashi and Masao with 88s and 86s. You love that. Everybody else is in the 70s, so that's a hell of a match. It's a very talented 8-man. 82 for Fuchi and Ogawa against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko as Dean and Wild Pegasus, rather, did outperform him, but Fuchi and Wild Pegasus were at least close enough to where it made sense, and I think that's going to be a fun match. So Fuchi and Ogawa against Ultimate Dragon Super Astro. Can't believe it, though, as Hase and Kensuke Sasaki losing to Doc and Terry Gordy's Dr. Bomb for Dr. Death Steve Williams. Unreal that happens. The Can-Am Express in the Masahiro Chono Kaiji Muto matchup somehow is a 99. That's unreal, as Chono with the STF over Doug Furness. What a match, though. That's incredible. And our main event, 92 Holy Demon Army, losing to Steven Regal and Norman Smiley. What a win. Regal with the Royal Conquest over Akira Taue in 27 minutes. Fuck yeah, what a banger, though. What a show to end out on the tour, at least. A 99 match, too. You love to see it. Can't believe that was a 99. Did not expect that at all. As we are going to have a fun little show. I don't think I'll show it, like us booking it, but it is the Funkers' 30th anniversary being in the business, and I think to end out the year after this Tag League Finals, we're going to have a 30th anniversary Christmas show for the Funker. So that should be fun. That's just going to be a little fun little show to have. I think we won't like record it. We'll just kind of show you what happens. Maybe not even show you what happens. Even it might just be a special little thing we just do for the save, just for the funker. But yeah, we're here. Basically what would normally be the final show of the year, but since we're gonna do that Terry Funk 30th anniversary Christmas show, that will not be the final show. But man, hard to believe it will be year 6 in the save. After this will be goddamn. I mean, how many shows it's been now? 540 will be where we're at. Unreal. Crazy. Crazy to think where this all started, where this journey has taken us. And it will be another year in the books. Coming into 1997. And it's crazy to think we just have 97, 98, 99, and 2000. We just have 4 years left. Hard to believe. But we'll be there before you know it. It's hard to believe. But yes, on to the Real World Tag League Finals. Will it be the Holy Demon Army, or will it be Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace? Will they avenge their loss and be the first Gaijin team to win it since, I believe, the last Gaijin team was, it's already here. See, I'm about to say, I think it was, the Miracle Violence Alliance. So that was the last time, and that was, 94. It's kind of crazy the British Combat Club have not won it yet, which is kind of wild to think, but they would be the first 2-time winner since the Miracle Violence Connection, if, as far as if the Holy Demon Army win. So there's that, as far as a stat for you. But that could be very cool to see. Be their first one in 3 years, so that would be pretty awesome as well. Either way, I'm excited for the finals and excited to see how everything plays out. Alrighty, here we are. We have made it to the end. So we will be running the USA Network and Numbone TV, obviously. It's crazy. We only ran a 90, or we only had a 92 rather, at the finals. 91? Wow. I mean, this tag league sometimes does not hit as well as I hope that it can, but I think this has got a really good chance to be really, really good, though. Obviously, the main event, Holy Demon Army, Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace, as Kawada pinning Johnny Ace. They win it again, second year for them in the series. You love to see it. As we'll have a post-show thing as well with the trophy ceremony and all that fun jazz as TEW and Kawada celebrating. But Kawada grabs a microphone, says, "Hey, listen, this is a huge accomplishment for the Holy Demon Army and for what they have been working on for the past years as far as being at the top of the mountain again." But he says that he's not done, though. Once they win the tag team titles from Masao and Kanemoto, he's vying for his rematch with Dr. Death Steve Williams. He's going to be double champion again. So that's just kind of his plan for 1997 as Holy Demon Army are your winners. Boom. A little 3-minute gimmick there. As other than the co-main will be, of course, Naoki Sano, Jushin Liger for the junior heavyweight title. Liger's going to win. That's his third defense. The junior heavyweight title, 25-minute matchup. Pretty good matchup, though. That should be a lot of fun to see. Headhunters versus Masawa and Kanemoto. Obviously, I gave away the finish of this, but I think a lot of people probably assumed this was going to happen. But Masawa's going to get the win over one of the Headhunters. Doesn't matter which one. Can-Am Express versus British Combat Club for the All-Asia Tag Team titles. We're keeping the belts on the British Combat Club. Just feel like it makes sense. Can-Am Express has had a good run as of late, but yeah, British Combat Club's probably the best tag team we have. Junior tag team title matchup, though, as Masao Fuchi, Yoshinari Ogawa versus Ultimo Dragon, Super Astro. Astro's going to beat Yoshinari Ogawa. Good stuff. As far as they are going to be champions for about a year. It will be a year coming up. I want to say it's either next month. Oh no, it's actually it's already passed, I believe, because the calendar's all fucked up, as it has officially been a year. So that's at the year point. Their 8th defense. They've obviously been one of the best teams in All Japan, or now UJPW, but they're obviously one of the best tag teams in the world, let alone just in the company. So that's just an awesome achievement there. Terry Funk the Gladiator versus Jun Akiyama and Kenta Kobashi. as Jun Akiyama's going to be Terry Funk there. Obviously, once we saw that Terry Funk wants to put him over, we're going to have that happen. So that should be fun. El Samurai versus Satoya Sayama, the junior heavyweight matchup to kind of follow up with the Liger Nuki Sano matchup rather. Which is funny, those are the two singles matches on this entire card. Sayama getting the win though in 10 minutes, and then to kick off the show, we finally have made them a trio, Flash, Smash, and Bash, as they are taking on the Tenkoji Yuji Nagata team, which they will get the win. Tenkoji and Yuji Nagata's going to beat Manabu Nakanishi in 17 minutes, though, giving them a lot of time. So that should be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, we want to run the Tokyo Dome. It sucks that we cannot run something bigger than that, but it is what it is. Because I can only imagine having 88,000 people there to watch this goddamn Tag League Finals. But here we go. Let's run it. 68 for the opener. Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Hiroshi Tenzan doing pretty well there. Kojima was as far as the worst guy from his team. Manabu Nakanishi overall was the worst guy in the match, so it makes sense that he takes the fall there. Then El Samurai and Satoya Sayama. El Samurai was much better than them. Probably should have got the win there, but Satoya Sayama getting the win with the headbutt in 9:37. I got on 80. 91 for the tag match of Terry Funk, the Gladiator, versus Jun Akiyama and Kenta Kobashi. Jun Akiyama with a wrist clutch Fisherman's Buster, though, over Terry Funk in 25:53. What a win, though, for Jun Akiyama over Terry Funk. 92 for Fuchi and Ogawa against Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. 3 people in the 90s. That is pretty nuts. As, man, what a performance from Masaru Fuchi with no chemistry boost doing that. That's nuts. Super Astro pinning Ogawa, though, with the Astro Scissors, their 8th defense. What a run for them. 99 for the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup. British Combat Club beating the Can-Am Express as Regal tapping out Dan Crawford with the Regal stretch. Great stuff there. Dan Crawford with a 92 now. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. 93 for the Headhunters versus Masao and Kenamoto. It's Tiger Driver from Masao over Headhunter B. Their second defense of the World Tag Team titles. 2 teams with excellent chemistry there. Battling it out. You love to see it. 96. Wow, for Nuki Sano and Jushin Liger. As Liger gets the win, making that his third defense, rather. Getting the win with the Brainbuster in 25 minutes. What a match, though. 94-89. Great stuff there. Nuki Sano benefiting from having the hot new move. Awesome to see. That's a great co-main event, which will lead to our main event in the 99. As Kawada and Taue getting the win over Stan Hansen, Johnny Ace. First of all, Toshika Kawada with 100 is pretty awesome to see. He gets the win over Johnny Ace. I hate that it's a Kawada crab. Bust out the Dangerous Driver, man. Do something crazy with it. But it's awesome to see them winning the Tag League for the second year now. And Taue and Kawada, they are your winners. And Kawada lays out his vision for 1997. Beating Masao and Kenamoto at the New Year Giant Series. Then going on to the Excite Series to take on Dr. Death Steve Williams. But should be an interesting couple of shows here coming up, because obviously with the New Year Giant Series comes down to who's going to win the Battle Royal to be the first contender for Dr. Death Steve Williams in the year 1997. A lot can still happen, though. Stan Hansen beat, as far as he beat Steve Williams, so he's someone that could definitely get a title shot just off of that alone. A lot can happen. A lot can definitely happen for sure. But yeah, I mean, what a show to have 299s, the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup, and the Tag League Finals. Awesome to see. Basically, everything above the Sayama El Samurai match was 90 and above. You can't beat that. Once we get to the point where if we finally get 99 and above, that'll be fantastic. But a 98 overall show rating, we almost have that 99 show rating to end out the year. It's coming now. I got a great feeling that 1997 will finally get that 99 overall rating. We'll get that 100 match rating. But yeah, we got to put over Kawada, first of all. He did 100. It's fucking crazy. Then probably, I guess we'll go with Regal. And we'll go Liger. Hell yeah. What a show. What a tournament. Very happy with 1996 as a whole. We had some great shows. I think the tournaments, that's kind of the main focus for us is, the Champion Carnival. I'd even say the Best Super Juniors, the Royal Road Tournament, and then obviously the Tag League. And I think out of those shows, the Royal Road final show was like a 98. This tag league was a 98. I want to say the Champion Carnival did well too as the finals. If that happens, that's great. You know, we love to see that. And I think that played off to a tremendous 1996 as a whole. Thank you all for watching. What a year it was. And on to 1997. We'll see how we do as far as the awards. We should be the Company of the Year. We should be the Tag Team of the Year. Probably Match of the Year. Probably Show of the Year. We should be a clean sweep as far as from that perspective. But yeah, we are doing pretty well as far as money-wise. We can't really invest it in anything right now, so we're just kind of twiddling our thumbs with that $44 million. Just kind of figuring out what to do next. It's nice that the U.S. show, or the U.S. Market has really opened up for us. Maybe we'll do a U.S. tour. That'd be kind of fun to do. Maybe to have like that be like a new millennium, like the year 2000. That would be what we send it off with. That'd kind of be fun to see the new year in the new millennium. That'd kind of be fun to see. So yeah, just kind of thinking ahead, obviously. But thank you all again, and we'll catch you guys next time in the year 1997. Thank you, and take care.